Now it's Moneywise with the Moneywise Guys on KERN Radio News Talk 1180 with Bakersfield's financial professionals.
Welcome back. We're the Moneywise Guys. Is getting down to business Friday in the padded radio room off Stockdale Highway. I'm Garro Ellis sitting here with Paul Anderson, and it is getting down to business Friday, and we're going to get down to business with Jason Sanders from Cinertain. He's a Cinertainment specialist, and we're going to get his story.
He's in the Cinertainment business.
Yeah, he's in the Cinertainment. Oh, I love that.
Sin with a C, I will.
Oh, right. C.
Just to clarify, so we're not talking about a strip club or
good
a
point. Good.
a porn studio.
Or are we? I don't know. We're going to get down to business with him here in a bit, and we'll find out. All right, without further adu, I'm very excited. On our Friday shows, we like to get down to business with local business owners or ideas and bring them on the show. And the reason we do this is to help those that are on the fence for entrepreneurship, if you will. Those that have always had an idea and say, you know what, I've just never been willing to step over that fence, to jump over that fence or throw my hat in the ring to start a company. Well, that's why we're having this business owner on today. His name is Jason Sanders. He is one of the owners of Cinertain Drive-In, I guess you could say. Correct. And let's call him a Cinertainment specialist. And we're going to get the story on this because a lot of people have already heard, hey, Bakersfield might get a drive-in.
Yeah.
And let me start off by saying, when I had children, I still have children. I have 3 beautiful girls. But when they were first born, our favorite place to go to watch a movie was the drive-in. And we lived down in the L.A. area. And the reason for that is you could take your child in a car seat. You'd have milk. Say, here, just shove milk bottle in their mouth and hush them up or whatever and watch a movie. It was so relaxing to me. I so looked forward to going to the drive-in. And, came to Bakersfield. There was a couple here in town, and now there is none. Matter of fact, Jason, how many drive-ins were there at one time in Bakersfield?
In Bakersfield, there was 5.
There was 5 drive-ins here. Wow. Okay. And so one day, with them all being gone, Jason wakes up. Jason Sanders is joining us. He wakes up and he says, hey, I'm going to start a drive-in. Or what started all this?
Well, I think a lot of people in Bakersfield, they miss the drive-in, and they still travel all sorts of places to still go to the drive-in and have that experience with their friends and family. Hectic Films has been around in Bakersfield for a while now. Hectic Films.
Okay.
Yeah, and Ricky Bird and I started that in 2005, and we've been making movies in town. And one of the things we did for fun that the community has loved is we went around town showing movies on the sides of buildings and displaying some of our own projects anywhere we could. We used to do it at Cafe and Supreme downtown. We'd set up a screen, anything we could, and we kept getting the same response from people. Bakersfield needs a drive-in, and this is in 2005 until about 5 years ago when we really started putting into place a plan. And after talking to the city, to other officials, looking at permits and zoning and everything else that comes along with trying to put up an actual drive-in, there was some hesitation from a lot of different people thinking the same old problem, I guess, which is, the lights, the air quality, being outside with the heat, and everything that comes along with it. So we decided, let's work on a plan to bring a drive-in back, but let's use existing establishments. And I think a lot of people have come up with this idea. We've just kind of, like you said, thrown our hat in the ring, and we have a business plan. We have a full business. But
you first started by doing the mobile drive-ins? Is that what you?
Yeah.
Is that a better?
That's a
mobile drive-in.
Cool idea.
Yeah, just going around and putting it up wherever you can because there's already places that are not being used. So
and you let people know, say, hey, we're going to be on this spot. We're going to show a movie on this wall.
Yep, it was Ricky Bird. Pretty much was the one who came up with that, and it was
Ricky Bird, male, female.
Male.
Okay.
Male. Ricky Bird with Hectic Films. A lot of people know him. We do a lot of feature films here in town.
You film them?
Yeah, a lot of feature films. We just got done premiering one here in town at the Starplex Theater. It's Naked Zombie Girl, but it's one of those old cult classic drive-in type movies, and it's doing really well.
I'll be darned.
And we've been working on this.
And you guys did that one.
Yeah. Yep. That's us.
That's funny. I was looking up zombie movies. My son loves zombies, and so I had searched zombie movies, and that was one that came up. And I remember we were joking about how funny the title was.
The title, yeah. I mean, it's
funny.
Well, what's your background? Did you go to film school, or did you just had an interest in it and just one of those geeks that said, "Hey, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna learn how to film and learn the direction and learn the ins and outs of filmmaking."
I did go to the School of Hard Knocks, which is basically just grab a camera and do it. Actually, one of your guys' partners in crime here, Sherrod Waite, he was in one of the zombie films that we did, Phase 2.
That's right. Yeah.
So he was involved, and we've just been doing it for a while. We've always loved entertaining and just kind of having fun and goofing off, but we really started noticing.
What's your wife's name?
Sagan.
And she has a journalism background, correct? Okay.
Yeah. So she came on board. Actually, the way we met was she was doing
production manager.
Yeah.
Okay.
She was doing a piece for the paper on a movie that we were shooting downtown. So we've always kind of had this strong following with the community with the films we've made, and it always seemed like every few months we'd get someone coming in saying, "Why don't you guys start a theater or something for for the community?" So the drive-in has always been on the top of the list for everyone, and we haven't had it for so long. Everyone loves the idea, and the technology now has made it so much better.
And how many mobile drive-in movies have you done?
Cinema houses, that's what we called it when it was done. I don't even know how many they actually put on, but it was mainly older movies. So some of the old ones that you could get away with showing in the public without having to have certain permits, that's how we got away with it.
You'd have to be away from houses because of the sound, right?
Correct.
It's not like they're not driving up there. They're driving up and bringing their lawn chairs.
Right.
Right?
Yeah, but back then, the new one, what we're doing now with Cinertain, is an actual old school drive-in. We're just going to use existing parking lots or structures or wherever we can. We will have our nonprofit side of the business, which will deal with the schools, the community, the movies in the parks, the free movies that we'll be doing. But the drive-in, if you want to call it.
Yeah, you're looking to build a drive-in where you pull up and you bring the speaker inside your car door. Your car window.
Well, now those have pretty much gone away.
Oh, because you tune in your radio.
You tune in your radio. You can use your iPhone. You can use, you can bring your own radio with you, or we can.
So if your car has surround sound, even cooler.
You're set. Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, you're set.
Yeah. Right on. Well, actually, they had those in L.A. too. You just tuned into your radio.
Well, that's where some of the ideas came from. Is in all the other bigger cities right now, New York and Chicago, Florida, L.A. They're doing this because the cost of putting up a huge drive-in screen, putting all the poles and concession stands, actually having a fixed location. You have to remember it's only being used at night typically.
Right.
So you're wasting a lot of money.
Except swap meets on Saturday, right?
The swap meets, which I think we're good on swap meets in Kern County.
Yeah.
So our idea was, all right, well, if we can put up something that we can actually tear down and move with us as we go, and actually move it to golf courses, and you bring a golf cart onto the green and watch it on the green.
It's a great idea.
Yeah, or pool parties. You can put it on the pool, and it's inflatable.
Yeah.
It's a huge 40-foot screen. You can have pool parties. There's a lot of businesses.
That's
that
the mobile side of it.
This is the mobile side, which even with a permanent fixed location, we would still be using the same equipment for that. So we've already covered most of our cost by doing the mobile side, even when we get to the fixed.
So, like, let's say I wanted to host a movie in my backyard.
Yep.
And invite people over, charge them $10, maybe for a charitable purpose.
Yep.
And they came over, and I got 100 people back there. Can you get a new release?
Yes, the movie studios we do have a contract with them, and there's certain stipulations that we can and cannot do. We can't do something that just came out. So let's say I don't even know what came out today. I'm not up on today, but what came out today. But whatever came out today, we wouldn't be able to get today's release.
Or will it last month?
Last week's.
Last week,
2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Really?
Movies that are still out. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
So it's pretty cool. We just have to on our end, the business side. We just have to make sure that we're going through the loopholes, the security, and that's part of the huge investment that we've already taken care of. Is making sure that we have those security demands met by
security
the movie.
Being
the licensing. They have
not security like someone coming into my backyard and tearing down your theater.
If you want it, we'll have it.
Oh.
So, but no, you don't have to have it with that. They're worried about piracy. The public being
Sure, that makes sense. Yeah.
Got it. That kind of security.
Yeah. So we've had to acquire that. That was a huge chunk of our financing problem, and we set this up. We started it as an Indiegogo campaign because so many people in Bakersfield they were on board and they wanted to do it. It's on Facebook. Everybody's talking about it. So we figured, well, this is a good way to get the community involved. We weren't relying on it. We just thought it was a good option to start that way. But so far, the sponsorships, the advertising packages that we have, because essentially this is, if you're going to have 250 people watching this, you're going to play ads before. And so it's a nice spot for businesses to put their spots on there.
And even like in a backyard, 100 people could fit in my backyard, I think, with lawn chairs, and that'd be really kind of cool.
I mean, how cool is it this summer to think, have your friends over and watch The Sandlot or The Goonies or, some fun movie for, friends or family. And I think a lot of people
or a new release.
Or a new release. Yeah.
What does it
there's no
cost
problem.
to get a new release?
New releases, it's kind of cool the way they set it up. Is it doesn't break the bank. So they'll typically say certain movies, $800 for a new release, and 50% of your ticket sales. So if you're charging on new releases, you have to charge. So even if you said, okay, it's $5 to come in and charge, they're getting 50% of that.
All right, we got more with
So-
Jason.
Gotcha.
That's Jason Sanders. He's the CEO, right? You're the CEO
Correct.
of Cinertain Drive-In, or what's the LLC name?
Cinertain LLC.
Cinertain LLC, a limited liability company that's going to start a drive-in here, or hoping to start a drive-in here, as well as mobile entertainment. I love the concept, Jason. Awesome. And we're getting down to business. It is Getting Down to Business Friday. Again, Jason Sanders. If you'd like to give us a call, 842-5376. If you have a question for Jason or us, 842-5376. That's 842-KERN. Going to take a break. Be right back. Welcome back. It's Getting Down to Business Friday, and we're going to get down to business, or we are getting down to business with Jason Sanders. He's the CEO and president of Cinertain LLC, which is a Cinertain Drive-In. They have, the whole purpose of them starting up was to start a drive-in theater right here in town. And they're currently in the operation, or in the mode of getting this done, as well as mobile theater. The concept is there. Now, you guys don't have a 40-foot inflatable screen yet, do you?
No, that's actually the thing we're working on getting. That's the last piece of the puzzle. We have everything else, the mobile concession stand.
Sure.
We have, the generator, all the power. We have the projector, the equipment that goes along with that.
High def?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's 2K or 4K.
So this is mainly a
huge.
nighttime business,
Correct.
all of it. Anything during the day planned or for your business? I mean, what can you do during the day unless it's inside, right?
You can't do much during the day, but the talks we've had with the parks is setting up, since we'll be setting up in the parks or areas like that, we can essentially put on like with the DBA, like a third Thursday, first Friday type deal where other vendors can come out. Since we need to be set up ahead of time, there's no reason why the other vendors and businesses that are out there serving food or just want to come out to sponsor or hang out or advertise, people can come hang out and talk to them just like any other event we have in town.
And just to reiterate, if you're just now tuning in, a mobile theater would be, hey, let's say in my neighborhood we have a cul-de-sac. And let's say I talk to all the neighbors, hey, let's have a neighborhood cul-de-sac movie party. And you invite all your friends, and obviously admission, let's say it's $10 or whatever it is. We all chip in, 100 people show up. And we bring you out. You put up your 40-foot screen. We bring our lawn chairs, your beverage of choice. We all sit in the cul-de-sac at the end and watch a movie. I think it's a great concept, first of all.
Right,
I do.
thank you.
And then the other concept, the other thing that you guys have going with Cinertain LLC, and the reason this got going, is to start an actual drive-in theater somewhere. You still need the land. You still need, the financing. Obviously, is a big issue, right?
Yeah,
so
that's
you're looking for financing around town or investors. Are you looking for ownership in the company or something?
Yeah, we do have equity available. We have ownership available. The land is going to be the hardest part with the zoning, obviously. But part of that, like I said, we've taken care of with having it collapsible. That takes care of a lot of the problems that they've seen in the past with trying to put up a drive-in like we're all used to having. When you think of that huge screen, that's a huge liability problem in zoning with it being so tall. But with that inflatable screen that you can put up and take down, not only are you kind of avoiding some of those fees, but you also are avoiding some of the problems with the sun damage and the weather always beating down on it. And that's always been a big deal with the old one, is the maintenance and the upkeep. So we'd like to think that we've thought of some of the big issues that the old ones had that kind of took them out, and kind of put that into play with this new idea. And so far it's been a strong response. It's just finding the land, finding an investor, getting the city to be behind it 100%, which so far they've been good.
Now, just like Kodak failed because they didn't convert to digital.
Yeah. Yep.
A lot of drive-ins,
Right.
the expense of converting their drive-ins to digital, am I wrong there?
It's very expensive.
It was very expensive, but you guys will have all digital, all top-of-the-line stuff. And it sounds like you've done already a lot of footwork in the movie industry, because there's a lot of rules and regulations surrounding the film industry as well.
Right.
But it sounds like you got a lot of that settled, right?
Yeah.
To where you can get a new release. If you can't get today's release, but you can get one that was released a week ago,
Right.
which is phenomenal. And so that's all done.
Yeah, I didn't realize you could do that. That is really cool.
Yeah, with the setup, as long as you have all your ducks in a row essentially with the film studios and you have the regulated equipment, then you're okay playing it. It's not the brand new release that came out today, but I think a lot of people are okay when you go to a drive-in, when you have this idea of a drive-in coming to you or going to one. I don't think you necessarily have to have the newest thing that came out today. I think people are okay if it's a week old, or even when we have these throwback nights like a Grease drive-in night, and have dress-up contests and bring your old car and fun events like that. I think people are going to get behind it.
And in the movie industry, you typically you pay for a movie, and then like you said, $800 for the film, and then the film industry or whoever the distributor is or the movie company, they get 50% of the ticket sales. Let's say for the first week or two,
correct?
Right, and then after the following 2 weeks, it goes down to 25 cents for every dollar. I think. I'm not sure. Do you have all? You know all the regulations, right?
Yeah, it's very similar to that. With the drive-in, it's a little bit different because they do it on typically a daily run or a 1 to 2 day run. Since most drive-ins don't operate 7 days a week, that's part of the problem with Bakersfield is that I from our experience, we don't feel like a 7 day a week drive-in would work here.
Okay.
A lot of people have work. Are you going to go on a
I think you're
drive-in
right
Wednesday?
with that, yeah.
So
let me ask you this: with that being said, if we're only working on weekends, is this going to be a full-time business for you, or is it?
Friday and Saturday will be our main drive-in night, but all the other nights we can do private events, corporate events, schools, churches.
So you're obviously working.
Yeah.
You make a living doing something else. What do you do?
I'm an IT network administrator.
Oh, got it.
Yeah.
So that's perfect for this industry, right?
Yeah, actually for a mortgage company here in town.
Yeah. So
really?
Yeah.
You created the business. You've got a business plan going.
Yep.
And you say, and so if people need to help finance, you hand them a business plan. You talk to them. And again, we're regulated to say, hey, this is a good idea. I'm not saying that. You're brought on today to talk about someone that stepped over the fence, threw their hat in the ring, say, hey, I'm going to start a company.
Yeah.
I think it's a great concept.
Thank you, guys.
I think it is. I think it's really cool.
Especially the new way you would do it. With, a different type of location.
All right, we got to get out of here. We definitely have to have you back on to see your progress, if you don't mind. We're the Moneywise Guys. Only got a couple seconds to get out of here.